Okay, I want to talk now about multiplying integers. We've added, we've subtracted. Now we need to multiply. And there's, some tricks involved. Here we go. But before we get to multiplying integers, I just want to go back for a second and ask just a very basic question, which is how do you say that, right? Give you a second to think about in your head, how you would say that, right? And then how would you say that, right? This problem here. And then I want you to think to yourself for a second, how would you say that problem right there? Okay, now what I'm assuming is you're all saying 2 times 6, right? 3 times 4 and 4 times 3. But there was a time in our nation's history when folks would not say 2 times 6, right? You go to Sturbridge Village and, and you look back in older books and things, people would read that as 2, not 2 times 6, but 2 6 times. And they would read this as not 3 times 4, but 3 4 times. And this would be 4 3 times. And let me see if I can get you a visual of that, right? So if you've got 2 6 times, right? 2 6 times is this, right? 2, another 2. So once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times. So I've got 2 6 times, and right, I'm not going to waste your time, but you count that all up, it's 12. You all knew that was 12. If we go to this, right, 3 times 4, if you think of it as 3 4 times, a visual is this. 3 once, 3 twice, 3 3 times, 3 4 times. And of course, that's also equal to 12. The opposite is true, right? If you have what we would call 4 times 3, you'd actually say 4 3 times, and that looks like this. 4 once, 4 twice, 4 3 times, and there we have that as 12. Now, why do I bring that up? Because it's useful when you are trying to wrap your mind around multiplying integers, right? So here we go. Multiplying integers, I'm going to give you this problem, right? -3 times 4. But if you don't say it that way, if instead you read it as -3 4 times, well, now instead of positives, you've got negatives. -3 one time, -3 2 times, -3 3 times, -3 4 times, and I just cannot get over the fact that those each look like monkeys with their eyes closed. Anyway, -3, another -3 would be -6, another -3 would be -9, and another -3 would be -12. So here we go, -3 times 4, -3 4 times is -12. There. Now, you could do the same thing here. Let me play around with it for a bit. We'll say -2 times 3. We'll say -2 3 times. Well, that'd be -2 once, -2 twice, -2 3 times. Well, that's -6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You could say -5 times, 4, and I'm not going to draw out all the negatives, but you could say -5 once, -5 twice, -5 3 times, -5 4 times. 5, 10, 15, 20 is -20. So -5 times 4 is -20. Okay. Now, going back here for a second, what happens there, right? -3 times -4. And I guess you would have to read that, using what I just said. It would be it would be 3 -4 times. And I'll let you guys play around with how you would actually draw a picture of that or visualize that if you want to. But I will tell you that it is the same answer. -3 times 4 is -12. Well, if you switch it around, +3 times -4 is also equal to -12. So here we go. Try some different problems. Here we go. We'll do this. call this 4 times negative 1 is negative 4. Negative 6 times 2 is negative 12. 5 times negative 10 is equal to negative 50. Now, what happens, you might ask, when you've got negative 5 times negative 2? Does that equal positive 10? Or negative 5 times negative 2, does that equal negative 10? I'll let you, what you guys should do is get a calculator. Not yet, but when you're allowed to. If you look at a calculator, there are, the number buttons, right? Right, I think this is 0, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This button right here should have a little negative symbol. And then what I want you to do is type in negative 5 times negative 2. Give me 1 second. Be right back. Oh no. Okay, turns out I don't have a calculator on me. So I still want you to try it anyway. See if you can type it into your calculator. Negative 5 times negative 2, and you will see for yourself if it equals positive 10 or negative 10.